Hi guys, Sarah here from Windella Farm, and today I'm going to do something Christmassy. I made a little reel the other day for my social media and it was all about making some cute Christmas bonbons out of items that you'll find around the house and your favourite Windella Farm products. Today I thought it'd be a great opportunity to show you in more detail just how to make them at home for yourself. To make your Christmas bonbons, you will need the following. Some empty toilet roll holders or paper towel holders if you'd like to make bigger ones. You will need some sprinkles of some sort. So I've gone for dried botanicals and flower petals, which I use in my products at home. But any dried flowers or leaves would give you the right effect. What we're going for is glitter without it being glitter, and also something that's, eco-friendly. You will need some ribbon of any sort. I have this pretty fine gold ribbon at home, so I'm going to use that, but any ribbon that you've got for decorating will work. You will need some pieces of pretty paper. So I've cut them to size already, and these are belly band papers that I use for packing my orders. So I loved the green colour that I'm going with, so I'm using that. You'll need some sticky tape, scissors, a little scoop or spoon of some sort, a kitchen knife, some tissue paper, a breadboard or chopping block, and then to go in our bonbons, we've got some Windella Farm soaps and some Windella Farm lip balms. The bonbons that we're making today are with our Windella Farm products, but you can use anything you like in your bonbons. Things like seashells you've collected on the beach, some rolled up drawings that the children have done or jokes that they've written out, jewellery, lollies, some homemade chocolates, things like that. So the sky is the limit. You just want to make sure that it's going to fit in your toilet roll holder. We're going to start with 2 small pieces of tissue paper. I've cut these to size so that when I have my toilet roll holder plonked in the middle, there's a little bit of overhang at either end and there's enough to wrap around the toilet roll. So 2 pieces of tissue paper. I had green, I like green, we're going with green. I'm going to use my sticky tape to hold that in place, and then I'm going to cut some jagged triangle shapes at either end of the tissue paper, which will be the end of the bonbons. Christmas at our place changes each year depending on where family are, who's doing what time, the weather's like. But Christmas for us is quite often not a hot roast meal. Christmas in Australia is a stinker, so often we'll have a little bit of seafood if we've got someone coming from near the ocean, lots of salads, some cold ham. My favourite part of Christmas is always the dessert. I'm a sweet tooth. Last year for Christmas we did a really nice lamb dish. It had lamb, hummus, goat's cheese, naan bread, and it was kind of like a thing you ate with your hands and just filled the naan bread, balsamic and pine nuts. That was delicious. So, I don't know, I think in Australia Christmas can be really varied. Everyone has their own traditions. Okay, so now we've got our tissue paper cut with the ends frayed, ready to go. We're going to take our toilet roll holder, line it up with the middle of the paper and a little bit of tape on the end there to hold it in place. Roll it up. A little bit of tape on the other end. Okay, now take your ribbon, whichever ribbon you've decided to use. I'm going to go with about that much. I'm going to cut 2 lengths of that, so this is going to go on either end of your bonbon. Okay, for now we're just going to tie off one end So just feel to where the end of your toilet roll holder is and gently crimp the paper with your fingertips. Pop your ribbon around it, tie it in a knot. And I like with this ribbon, because it's fine, I like to wrap it a few times. It gives it a little bit more texture. So I'm going to wrap that around a couple of times and then tie it in a bow. Okay, and we can trim the ends off a little bit. Okay, so next for the fun part, we're going to fill our bonbons. Take your chopping block, your kitchen knife, your soap if you're going to use one. So pop down to your local farmers and makers market, check out the handmade soap that's there and support local. Take your soap, now it will depend on the size, but I know that mine will fit. You're going to cut it in half. So now you've got two halves, thick halves. Gently pop it in the end of your bonbon. Down it goes. You could do soap and like something else, a drawing, a paper crown. I'm going to go piece of soap and a lip balm. More bang for their buck. So our fillings are in there now. And then for some pretty glitter type effects, I'm going to use some dried flowers and botanicals. You could pick some flowers from the garden and dry some flower petals. You could chop up some dried leaves. You could use a pretty tea. There's lots of options for eco-friendly glitter and sparkle, but I like the dried flowers. So I've got a little teaspoon here. And I'm just going to take a little scoop of each of the 4 types of dried flowers that I've got here, and spoon that in the end of my bonbon. So probably not best to open these bonbons over the Christmas dinner, because you'll end up with dried flowers all through your dinner. Open these out on the lawn, I reckon. Okay, so now we have our bonbon. It's filled. It's got the pretty stuff and the flower petals. So we're just going to squeeze off the end of the bonbon like we did the other one. Pinch it with your fingertips, take your piece of ribbon, pop it underneath, tie it in a knot. I'm going to go around a couple of times like I did on the other end. So like I said, you can use any ribbon that you've got at home. Really, you could use any paper, any Christmassy type paper, or I mean, this is not Christmas paper, it's just the colours that I liked. So I've just coordinated the ribbon and the paper, and green and gold is nice and Christmassy. I'm all thumbs at the moment. Okay, so we've tied that in a bow. Trim the ends a little. Now just for the finishing touches, going to take my piece of pretty paper. Like I said, this is called belly band paper that you can buy from paper supplies, or you can cut your own paper to length. A little bit of tape on the end there. Wrap it around nice and tight and straight. Another little bit of tape on the other end. So that's looking really cute. Then we're just going to finish that with a bit more ribbon. So again, any ribbon that you've got, I'm just going to pull off enough so I can wrap it around a few times. I like with the thin ribbon to do like a jagged sort of wrap where you can see all the different pieces of the ribbon. Okay, trim off the ends. I'm just going to slide that bow around so it's not where the sticky tape is sitting, and spread out the ribbon a little bit. And there's your Christmas bonbon. Super cute, eco-friendly, made from repurposed materials at home. So that's how you make your bonbons, guys. Great activity to do with the whole family. Involve the kids on school holidays, something for Nan and Pop to do with them as well, and things that you can find around the house. We're all set for Christmas now. What is Christmas like where you are? In Australia, it's bloody hot. So for those of you who don't know, our Christmases where we are can be 40 to 45 degrees Celsius, which is 100 to 110 degrees Fahrenheit. So Christmas for us some years involves sticking really closely to the air conditioning and staying inside. Sometimes we might go for a swim down the creek. There might be barbecue in the park. Christmas in Australia is not like in the cooler climates where you're huddled around a fireplace and toasting marshmallows and drinking eggnog. In Australia, there's a lot of beaches and parks and outdoor activities. Definitely a lot of drinking, beer. We're Aussies. So Christmas in Australia is lots of outdoors, enjoying the sunshine, or if it's too much sunshine, staying in the cool with the air conditioning. But even though it's Christmas, guys, the work doesn't stop on the farm. We've still got to be out there looking after the animals, milking the goats, working the horses, tending the chickens. So if you'd like to see more of that sort of stuff, give us a like and a subscribe. Follow along for more great Windella Farm content.